conversations with my brother. This video it's going to take me a while to put together because while doing transformations with people many times has to do with the nutrition and learning what calories are and metabolism and all the other stuff. The base of it all, it's your own mental programming that's going to dictate whether or not you're successful in your endeavors to change your body composition and your energy levels and just your general outlook on life, as that's what actually will affect permanent change. So I really enjoy having people in my life that don't just talk about, not that there's anything wrong with that, talking about, you know, the ball game and the price of hogs in China. Talk about some really deep stuff a lot, and it's important. And if that's not part of your life, then there's another meme that you see a lot on social media. It goes along the lines of people you hang out with are a reflection, or will become a reflection, you know, for your own life. So if you want to get physically, mentally, and spiritually whole, or progress towards a more holistic lifestyle, then you're going to have to start hanging out with people that are interested in working on themselves constantly on a daily basis, moment to moment. And the only reason that I'm even sitting here today is because I started that process with my brother, who I was having this conversation with that you heard a little snippet of, back in like 2008. And he started to bring to my consciousness and to my awareness, which was growing, just some of the habits that I had, just interacting with people. And it's been over 8 years now, and I'm still working on some of those original ones that he pointed out. They're getting better day by day. Better and better every day in every way. So, in our conversation, we were getting into the comparison of a person to being like a computer. Now that's kind of passé now, because they know that the human brain does not work like a computer. It's not like the hard drive. You can make those comparisons. I probably will in other videos and stuff, but the human mind is not what we have believed it has been up until even just the last few years, the last 10 to 15 years. It just, the science and the research and everything have been just mind-blowing to many people. Many scientists too are changing their minds and going, wow, we have no idea how it works. And you know, this whole thing about uploading our consciousness into a computer system, there are many, many scientists now that are going, that's never going to happen, because we don't have the faintest idea. You know, just from the fact that like we're made out of water, which has its own memory. Like all those research studies are being done, and people are looking into it. And Microsoft itself is looking at, you know, not looking at, they're doing it. They're able to encode water with like terabits of freaking information. It's just crazy. So, with that being said, we got into what kind of computer would you like to be? Do you want to be a Windows machine, or would you rather be an Apple, like a Mac? Because the Mac always seems to, even though I prefer to use a Windows machine, the Mac always just works just how they said. If it's this program, that's what it's supposed to do, that's what it does. And it doesn't crash and freeze in general. And it just works correctly. And he got into the whole thing about, like, well, as a human, what is your basic hardware function? Is your hardware even functioning properly? You know, have you run an antivirus and a malware and a disk defrag and all the other stuff on yourself? And we could make a comparison to that, what you do with your computer, which many people don't do. Like, I dabble in computer stuff, and I even got a computer sitting over there now that I'm going to be looking at for a friend who's trying to get it going. And the first thing that you do is generally just give it a virus check. And on the human side, if you look at our minds, like, what viruses do you have going on up there? Old ideas that are no longer true anymore, belief systems that you might have picked up from someone in your life that really doesn't know what they're talking about that particular subject. And you still believe it, and you integrate it into your life. And this all gets back to body recomposition and general health and everything else, because what happens in your body is a direct reflection of what's going on up here. And if you have a bunch of ideas in your head that are false assumptions based on some stuff that you've learned either from people that were influential in your life, or you're just hanging out with the wrong people in general, and then you're wondering why your life's going along how it is, and you look in the mirror and you're not happy with what you see, then you got to start looking at your base programming, and that's like your beliefs and everything else, and start questioning them. And I alluded to that in another video. It's like, you got to start asking, who am I? And what do I really know about whatever it is that I'm trying to change in myself? So I think that was this video is just a little introduction to some of the things that I'm going to be starting to get into the Blank Slate group later on, because it's changing gradually over time your daily habits and rituals. And if you don't have ritual, to begin to start having rituals. I got into that in the water video where I was talking about, I do this every morning now. It's like a little thing that I do. Specific type of water, prepare it, drink it, then go sit in the sun. Make sure you're getting your UV, UVB, all the things that are necessary to reset your circadian rhythms for the day. And then when I come back in, then I have my mineralized water. So I put all my basic micronutrients and everything that are just as important as your protein, carbs, and fat. They're more important. Protein, carbs, and fat are the building blocks, but all the micronutrients and electrolytes and all those other things that I'm putting into the water are what drive base cellular function and allow us to produce energy, which at the end of the day, that's all that we're trying to do with our nutrition, is to produce sufficient hydroelectric power, photoelectric power in our cells from the mitochondria, because that is what makes all of the other things in the cell happen. That's what gives us our action. So, yeah. I don't even know if I'm going to edit this video, because I kind of like this conversational style. It's kind of like how I write. I write in conversational English, and this is just the best format ever for me. So I guess you could call this Conversations with CoachFusion. There. We're just going to call this Conversations with CoachFusion, because it can be kind of like a little addition to your day, where I'll just maybe, just ask some questions that might trigger in you some deep introspection, and questions like, why is my life going this way? Why do I always wake up and drag myself out of bed and take myself to that job that I hate and sit in that cubicle and wish that I was outside playing golf or whatever it is that you love to do? And how can I go about at least changing the first part, like waking up and actually having energy and zest to go to the job that you hate? then you might even start liking it, because at the general, back to the beginning of the thing, it's like, how's your hardware? Is your hard drive defrag? Do you jump out of bed with energy in the morning? Even if you had a job that you hated but you felt physically well, you would probably enjoy being there more. So I'll leave you with that one for today. And yeah, I'm probably just going to add some credits to this in a little intro. I'm experimenting with my video editing skills, because that's a new skill I'm learning, and it's so awesome to have the energy and not want to sleep on the couch in the afternoon or just laze around, because over this past year I've made so many changes in my own life, just like those final big changes that I needed to do so that I could actually go out and start doing stuff like these videos and helping other people. And it just feels awesome, and I hope that you can join me in that journey. And maybe for some it will all start here with these conversations with CoachFusion, aka Eric Morrison. Awesome. Gotta get out to that sun. Look at it.